Take a look at this. Creed Humphrey, $18 million a year extension, signed in 2024 when the salary cap was $255.4 million. Has risen 18%, so he's up to $18 million in 2024 dollars, $21.4 million in 2026. Tyler Linderbaum is a free agent, and he's going to push that north of $20 million a season. That will set a record for guaranteed money at center. Do you think there's any way that, and again, he's the Ravens center. Remember, we have the entire Ravens coaching staff, basically. The offensive coordinator, their line coaches here. Do you think the Browns try to find a way, if it costs them $20 million, to get that guy as the anchor of the line, being Tyler Linderbaum?
I think you have to open the door for it, despite what I just said about the cap room. I mean, Andrew Berry is a cap wizard. One thing that guy knows how to do is push money down the road. So there's probably more opportunities for him to create cap space this offseason than just Deshaun's contract. But it's possible. Now, I would say rule of thumb with centers is that you're willing to pay the guys at the top of the market because they can be like the nerve center of your offense. They help you in the run game and the pass game. Obviously, they also help a young quarterback identify what he's seeing, right? So that player can be an asset to a Shedeur Sanders or to a draft prospect X or to even like a Malik Willis or Mac Jones type figure who's still pretty young themselves and trying to prove themselves in this league, right? So there's intrinsic value to that position, but I would also say that short of that, a lot of teams tend to think that they can scheme that position into competence, and so they're less willing. If it's not the top of the market guy, Tyler Linderbaum's the top of the market guy, but you have to weigh your other needs, right? That's the thing that the Browns conversation keeps coming back to. Like, in a vacuum, should they go for, prize free agent X or prize trade candidate X? Sure, they need everything on the offense. You need elite players generally, so go get elite players if they're available to you and they're willing to come. And that relationship between Tyler Linderbaum and this coaching staff could be a step towards doing that, right? But then what do you do? How do you fill out the rest of the roster around him? I keep coming back to that. You have so many other needs. Do the Browns? He's a premium player, but can the Browns afford to be spending premium money at that position when they need every other position around him, plus quarterback, plus skill talent? I don't know.
Well, the one thing that I keep coming back to with Linderbaum is Todd Monken and more importantly, George Warhop needs somebody on that line. That's the new offensive line coach. You need somebody that's going to set the tone. And I don't know if Linderbaum's that guy, but Todd Monken and George Warhop will know. And if they feel he's that guy that can say, this is how we're going to do stuff in this room, then you're willing to spend a little bit. You're almost willing to pay him like he's and I won't say a tackle, but more like a tackle, because you expect him to be the guy that is kind of dictating things on that line.
I think that's a really good point, because think about where the Browns are in their build right now. It's like, we're talking about roster allocation and how you spend your money. It's like, the Browns aren't there yet. Let's talk about setting a culture. Okay, let's talk about a lot, like a guy who can teach this system of blocking and scheme that Todd Monken ran in Baltimore here in Cleveland. If you're gonna be adding a lot of young guys on your offensive line, it would be very helpful to have a guy with institutional knowledge of the system that's being taught, right? Experience with the offensive line coach, experience with the head coach as the play caller that he had in Baltimore when Todd Monken, the current Browns head coach, was the offensive coordinator with the Ravens. That part of it does make more sense to me, and I'm willing to hear that part of the argument out, where it's just like, I get it. Maybe it doesn't make a ton of financial sense, or it's not a great roster value play to pay a center that much when you need everything else. But it's like, where's this team going anyways? Like, is this do we not all understand this is a multi-year build anyways? So why not, if you really think it's going to make a difference in setting that culture forward, then yeah, sure, spend a little bit more on a center who can have an impact on every player around him and help you build an entire position group that is crucial to the weakness that you have on that side of the ball right now.